Good morning, you guys. Good morning, and welcome to the Good News Sunday Show. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, and I joy to come to you in this fashion. And what we are doing for the month of October is, I'm so excited to say, is we are doing what I have titled, what I got so used to saying, the only hope for a numb nation, that I almost said that. But what we are doing for the month of October is we are doing what I have titled 31 Days of the Art of Engaging the Word Exegetically in an Expository Fashion. And of course, there are a lot of terms that we need to learn in that. And of course, it is a learning process. And yesterday we did a little bit of a chit chat about it. And today on day 2, we're talking a little more. These are my notes. Today we're talking a little bit more about the focal lens, our focal lens, and the settings on our camera. These settings on our camera. Now, the camera has a bunch of settings right here that you can use to focus in on your subject matter. So these settings right here enable us to adjust our focus. So we can put our focus on manual, we can put our focus on automatic, and we can also put our focus on a program mode. So what that means is that we have the ability to adjust our focus. We have the ability to change. We do. We have the ability to adjust our focus manually, automatically, programmably, and whatnot. So all we do here is we turn this little dial, and we can use this camera in whatever setting we like. So, I wanted to say that yesterday about the camera, and I failed to say it, so I wanted to get that in today. And so, let me just make sure it's off, because we do not want our battery to be dead. Now, the battery on a DSLR is located in this compartment right here, and my camera does not have the battery in it currently. I did not know that. It will not work without the battery. So, another thing to add is that we need to plug in our battery to keep it charged. We have to plug it in. So we need to plug into the Lord in order to keep ourselves charged. Keep ourselves charged and fired up for Him and His Word. So just a few more things I wanted to say about photography and the camera and how it relates to the Word of God. Focal length. We ourselves can adjust our focal length, and we ourselves can adjust our exposure. We have the ability to adjust focal length, exposure, and we have the ability to adjust our settings. So, yes, in 2023, we have a lot of abilities. So today, what we're talking about is who out there is teaching the art of engaging the word exegetically in an expository fashion. Who is teaching that subject matter? So when we adjust our focal length, we know where to go and who to go to. So I have done some work for us. So there are two organizations that I have found recently. These are recent findings as of this past weekend that offer coursework for laymen or laywomen in this subject matter. And they are G3 Ministries, G3 Ministries, and Simeon Trust. Simeon Trust and G3 Ministries are two organizations which I have found that offer coursework in this subject matter. Now, as a matter of fact, Simeon Trust has an online coursework that one can take for $19. For $19, which means that's affordable for anybody. Anybody that has a computer or a phone can actually learn how to make this adjustment. And so that is Simeon Trust has that coursework, and they also have an in-class setting as well that they offer year-round around the country for women, designed for women. And then G3 Ministries has a conference in the summer in June, I believe. They held the first one in June of their organized teaching on this subject matter. Now, a person that is relatable is H.B. Charles, and there's several others, but this one person in particular is offering to share his process online, and his name is H.B. Charles, and he is a pastor. Now, let me not fail to mention that there are several other people out there sharing this teaching, but I'm not mentioning those people because their sharing of the teaching is for men. And so I don't believe that when someone's intention is to share this subject matter in a male way, that we should learn from them, because the subject matter, they are not teaching toward women, they are teaching toward men. And so there are a great number of those people and organizations out there, but their teaching is toward men. So, not that that's wrong or anything, and not that it's right, it's just that their teaching is toward men. These two entities that I have mentioned, Simeon Trust and G3 Ministries, their teaching is toward women. Now, of course, G3 Ministries conference for women is in the summer, so one would have to wait for that. But in the meantime, one could simply go to Simeon Trust and learn from them. So those are the people that are teaching. Now, when it comes to teaching and learning, we can also learn ourselves. And so I have some book matter that this one book by Hayden Robinson, Biblical Preaching, he teaches in the fashion that I have mentioned. And then there is this book, Living by the Book, which I did have 1 year of seminary college work, and after that the school that I was attending shut down. So there's also this book, which is a necessary book to have in your library, Living by the Book. Yeah, this is a great book. It's a really, really good one. And then there is Christ-Centered Preaching by Brian Chappell. And then there's a wealth of other material out there, that, especially books, that I would like to purchase eventually. Of course, I can't purchase them all at one time, but that material is out there for us to learn from. So, yes, those people and those entities are teaching the art of engaging the word exegetically in an expository fashion. Now, hermeneutics is a part of the teaching. Hermeneutics is a part of the teaching. And our keywords for this week are exposure, exercise, explanation, exposition, expository, exegesis, and eisegesis. Those are our keywords for this week. Yesterday, we talked about exposure and we referenced the exposure and focal length and whatnot of our lenses yesterday. Today we're talking a little bit about the keyword exercise, which of course is not a biblical term, but it is a term that we are addressing here. So we will be going through these exercises, these talks of adjusting our mindset so we can be better aligned with the process that we're speaking of. And so let me just read for us the definition of the word exercise. Now, mind you, this word also, the X part, is derived from the Greek language. So that means out from, to draw out. So let's just keep that in mind as we move forward. Exercise is a process or activity carried out for a specific purpose, especially one concerned with a specified area or skill. That is what the word exercise means. So we're going to engage in the skill of writing exegetically in an expository fashion. Now, the keyword write is mentioned in the Holy Word of God some 89 times. And yes, the biblical text was once in oral tradition. In oral tradition, that is how the word of the Lord was shared much. But since the days of Moses, the Lord has been asking people to write. Since the days of Moses, the Lord has been instructing people to speak. So we are going to always keep in the back of our mind that to write is what the Lord commanded people throughout the entirety of the Bible to do, to write, which means to record a thing, to make a record of a thing. And he asked people in the Bible to write certain things in certain places. Now, it is my belief, it is my personal belief, that we respond to a thing in the same fashion of the thing. So, when we read a text, it is my personal belief that we respond in the same fashion that we were given the thing. So if someone was giving us a talk and we replied to the talk that someone was giving us, or if we were talking to someone or someone was talking to us and we replied to that person that was talking to us, we would reply in an oral fashion because the thing was given to us in an oral fashion. So it's my personal belief that when we read the Holy Word of God, we read and study the Holy Word of God, that we respond to the Word or reply to the Word in a written fashion, because we received the Word in a written fashion. So if we received it orally, then we respond orally. If we receive it electronically, then we respond electronically. This is a personal belief of mine. It is not what everyone believes, but it is what I believe. So if we receive a thing orally, we respond orally. If we receive a thing in a written fashion, then we respond in writing. If we receive a thing in an electronic fashion, then we respond electronically. That is a personal belief, and one that I am convinced is on point. So, these are the people who are teaching, and I will leave a link to their websites in the description below, so we can start this process of adjusting our focus and our focal length, and we can begin to dig in to the Holy Word of God in a responsive fashion. But first, it is going to take some time to learn about this process and how it works. And we are learning together, because I do not know. So we are learning together, but I am happy to share what I have learned. So today we have talked about teaching and teachers who their mission and mandate is to share this process with women. And I have noted for us 2 entities and 1 person who shares his process. What I have not noted is all the many people that share this process when the teaching is toward men. So I am speaking about when the teaching is toward women. So that is all I have for us today. And I hope and pray that you have a blessed day in the Lord. Thank you. This is Simon McCullough Lockyer signing out for the Good News Sunday Show, Keyword Bible Studies, and the one and only Jesus.com. And I hope I get to feeling better this week at some point. I am definitely working on it. You guys have a blessed day. Thanks.